Proud to be Safe is a unique idea in safety, something that both companies and individuals sign up to. It's the difference between being safety compliant and actively choosing to be safe. There are no shortcuts to Proud to be Safe. It's a programme of films, workshops and events which vary as you progress, and it commits you to a safer way of working. This is not a set of empty slogans to make your company look good. It's a way of life designed to radically improve your safety performance. You and your workforce will learn the importance of choosing safety by listening to the story of my accident. I chose not to be safe, and so did the people I work for. I don't want anyone else to make those choices. I want to create workplaces where being unsafe is not an option, because everyone in them is proud to be safe. We take safety beyond compliance.
We are the client, generally speaking, or a landlord within our property portfolio. We aren't a big company. There's only just over 700 people within Land Securities, but at this moment in time we've probably got 4,000 people working on our construction sites. And the way we get the consistent health and safety messages across is by a series of One Best Way documents, and all these documents are put into our health and safety tenders. So whichever contractor would be tendering for works for Land Securities, they're given all our One Best Way documents up front so they can price for it and gear up for it, ready for when they start working on one of our projects. We have a very complex way that we vet our contractors, and it's a 3-stage process. So we would send them the normal health and safety questionnaire. We would get the information back. Myself or one of my team would vet it to see if it sort of ticks the boxes in terms of paperwork. We would then visit their offices to meet with the MD and to feel for the culture of the company. And if we like what we see there, we basically then go and visit one of their sites to see if the documentation and the culture translates to site. We meet with all our principal contractors, health and safety practitioners, every quarter. So we talk about and share learning from all the projects. Most of the contractors, when you identify sort of areas of weakness or opportunities for improvement, they're quite open to have that. So we've changed the culture in the last few years to give the contractors that sort of, I won't say power, but courage to speak up around any health and safety issues. This culture is about their personal relationships to health and safety. So it's not just about what they're doing on the site, it's about coming to work, how they get to work, and it's about what they do on a weekend. The managers and supervisors on the sites have lots of areas to consider, and health and safety is just another one bolted on. And I think construction work is only as good as the client that's procuring it. So if you can set the tone right as a client, you can influence and give these managers and supervisors the right time to do the job. We had a serious incident at Land Securities in June of last year. That really does bring it home to you, albeit we were the client and the contractor's subcontractor had the serious incident. Nevertheless, you still take it quite personally. You realise that all the processes and procedures that you've worked hard on to develop and implement, they really do pay off if you have a serious incident, because whether or not it's the police that get involved to start with and then the health and safety come on later, the first questions they generally ask is around, can you prove that you've done the right due diligence to make sure that this contractor's got the competencies for this scope of works? And one of the things which we do with all our contractors is take the documentation from the site cabin to the workplace and say to the guys, show me that you're still doing what it says here. And what's the fail-safe? What can go wrong? Most accidents that do happen, the person that's had the accident could have stopped it happening in the first place. And luck plays a massive part in what we do. Quite often we sort of do things in our work environment with all the right control measures, but if you were doing the same activity, working off some steps or a ladder at home, you probably wouldn't take the same precautions because you think it won't happen to you at home, but unfortunately it would, and it still does. And so we've got to get those behaviours the same, I think. The supervisors are absolutely key to the success of construction, because these are the guys which have got to build the relationships with all the different subcontractors that's working on the site. And if they understand health and safety and understand the culture that we're living in, there's more of a chance that they're going to get the buy-in from the contractor, and it's not that guy just coming in and saying, look, get that job done, we need to get done by Friday. If I could get rid of the words health and safety, I would, because ultimately what we are is risk managers, and that's what we do, we mitigate. So whether it's a business risk financially or it's a health and safety risk, we are risk managers. Jason's a great example of how you can get the message across to the workforce by relating something which is from a personal story. I think everybody can relate to it. When they see or listen to that personal story, you can just see the tension in the room, it just changes, as opposed to Clive bringing them all in and talking about something, making it real, has that massive impact. The way that he's sort of setting Proud to be Safe up is really everything that the construction industry's been wanting for quite some time. Or I would say it's been out there, but it's been disjointed. I think what Jason's trying to do is sort of coordinate it to have a common approach to that type of initiative, and I think it will get the recognition that he wants to achieve, and it's something we will support, and we will get our contractors to buy into.
Reports about workplace accidents often talk about prosecutions and compensation payments, and this does make us stop and think about the victims and feel angry with the companies who don't appear to have taken care of their employees. I speak all the time about the accident that changed my life, but lately, after conversation with the managers who come to my talks, I've realised that what I say makes them feel vulnerable and troubled about their responsibilities towards the people who work for them. Workplace safety is one of the most difficult of their managers' responsibilities. It's vitally important, but it's complex and multifaceted. It changes all the time, with the tasks, the people, the equipment and the site, even the weather. So how do you go about nailing it down? Proud to be Safe is a unique programme designed to get everyone on a job or in a company working together to improve safety. Only when this happens can we hope to get good safety practices and attitudes so deeply ingrained that they become second nature.